Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of magic. This is Scarehunter, and you're listening to Scarehunter Storytime. Many scary stories to chill your bones. Today's story is called The Fear Challenge. So turn off the lights, get cozy by the fire, and be prepared for some scares. If you get a letter in the mail inviting you to play a game called the Fear Challenge, just throw it away. Carl accepted the invite, but he quickly figured out it wasn't as much fun as he thought. He and his friend Craig were walking home from school one day, and when they got to Carl's house, they found a letter on the welcome mat in front of the door. After they went inside, Carl looked at the letter and saw that it was addressed to him. He opened it, and together he and Craig read it. Dear Carl, I invite you to join in a worldwide game called the Fear Challenge. Each week we will mail you a letter with a new challenge that must be done before the week is up. Failure to do so will end in serious consequences. Keep in mind, we will know if the challenge was done. Craig and Carl looked at each other, trying to figure out who the person was and how they knew Carl and his address. They ignored that detail, and Carl read the letter further. Just to remind you that we will know if you did the challenge or not. There will be eyes everywhere watching you, who will report back to us. Your first challenge is to watch a scary movie in the dark alone. Don't tell anyone about this, and remember, eyes everywhere. Craig looked at Carl and said, I got a letter with the same envelope, but I didn't open it. I threw it away. Are you going to do what it says? Carl thought about it and said, since I opened the letter, I guess I already accepted the invitation to play. It could be fun. After Craig left, Carl started his first challenge. The next week, he got another letter which said, Good job on completing your first challenge. This next challenge is a little more scary. You must spend the night in a cemetery. You are allowed to bring one person with you. One person only. Don't forget, eyes everywhere. Carl called Craig and asked him to come hang at the cemetery. Craig didn't want to at first, but Carl managed to talk him into it. Friday night, they went to the cemetery, but their parents thought they were at a sleepover. They found an open space and went to sleep. When the sun came up, they quickly left before they could get caught. When Carl got home, his mom, with her arms folded, said, "How was the sleepover?" Carl looked at her and said, "Good. We had pizza, played video games. Then we save it, his mom interrupted. Craig's mom called to check on him. When I told her you guys were over there, she told me that Craig told her you guys would be here. Now, where were you? Carl looked at the floor and said, We were at the cemetery all night. His mom got angry and said, Not only did you go somewhere you shouldn't be, you also tried to lie about it. You are grounded for a month, and if you say a word about it, I will make it 2 months. Now go to your room. Carl went to his room and didn't make a fuss. He received another letter that said, Another challenge down. But due to recent events, we will give you your next challenge in 1 month. Once his punishment was over, Carl got a new message that said, Now that you're free, we shall continue. This challenge requires you to go to an abandoned building and videotape everything inside. As long as it's abandoned, you can go to any building you want, but don't get caught again. We won't let it slide for a second time. Good luck, and always keep in mind, eyes everywhere. Later that night, he managed to sneak out. He found an old beat-up house, saw that it was empty, and went inside. As soon as he got in, he took out his video camera and started recording everything. He started with the living room and saw it was in shambles. He found pens, pencils, and pads of paper in drawers. He also saw broken furniture and a broken TV. He went into the kitchen, and as he looked around, he noticed broken plates, broken cups, broken jars, and tons of rotten food. Carl went to check out the bedrooms. Each room had cobwebs, busted windows, and shelves full of dust-covered old books. He also found gross toilets and bathtubs in the bathrooms. He made his way to the basement and started to look around. All he could see were wall-to-wall rusty old tools. There were so many all over that he had to really watch where he was going. When he finished with the basement, he finally checked out the attic. As he looked around, he found some dolls covered in cracks, cobwebs, and dust. He also found some dressmaker's dummies. He was about to leave when he noticed a hidden door and decided to go inside. When he got inside, he saw shackles and chains hanging from the wall. Once he finished his video, he headed home. Thankfully, he didn't get caught this time. When he got home, he uploaded the video. He was able to get his challenge done before the end of the week. Barely. A new letter came, and it said, Cutting it kind of close, but good job getting the challenge done in time. This next challenge will really chill your bones. You and a friend will be joining other children who also did challenges in the woods for a game of hide and seek. And remember, eyes everywhere. We will see you there at the end of the week. If you don't show up, we will not only expose secrets of yours, but we will kill you and your family. Carl got really scared and thought about telling his parents, but he didn't want to put them in danger. After a lot of begging and pleading, Craig agreed to go with him to the woods. Their parents said no at first, but Carl and Craig eventually wore them down. By the end of the week, they went to the woods. When they got there, they saw tons of kids there who were so excited for the game to start. Craig looked at Carl and said, I got a bad feeling about this. Let's get out of here. Craig said, They said that they would kill my family, me, and reveal my darkest secrets if I didn't show up. I don't know if they really will or not, but I'm not taking that chance. I'm not leaving. While everyone else kept talking, someone got on the loudspeaker and said, "Welcome, fear challengers. As you all know, you're here to play hide and seek. But there's a catch. The catch is that you will only be hiding. The person seeking you goes by the name of El Cucuy. If you don't know who that is, well, he's the Mexican boogeyman. The rules are simple. Hide from El Cucuy till dawn. Manage to do that, and you go home. If he catches you, that's another story. Also, there's no home base. Get ready for your biggest fear challenge yet? And go!" With the sound of the air horn, the kids all ran to find hiding places. While the kids tried to hide, a cloaked creature came out, growling as it began seeking them. Craig and Carl hid in some bushes, thinking they could just stay in that one spot. But someone got back on the loudspeaker and said, "One more thing. You're not allowed to stay in one hiding spot. You have to keep moving. Have fun." Carl said, "I never should have opened that letter. I should have thrown it away like you did. I'm sorry." Craig said, "There'll be plenty of time for that later. Right now, we got to keep moving." Carl nodded and they got ready to run. As they ran off, they heard tons of kids screaming. El Cucuy would grab the kids and lock them in a basement of an empty cabin. Carl and Craig ran from another hiding spot, and Carl tripped over a rock. Craig tried to help, but Carl said, "Run and save yourself. This is my fault for bringing you here, so I deserve to get caught. Now get out of here." As he ran off, Craig saw El Cucuy grab Carl and decided to follow it. Unfortunately, El Cucuy was too fast for him. He tried to leave, but no matter which way he went, there was someone with a crossbow ready to shoot anyone who tried to leave. He saw a kid almost get away, but an arrow flew through the air and hit the kid. The kid fell to the ground and died. Craig figured if he couldn't leave, he might as well fight. So he ran to the clearing and shouted, "Come get me, you child killer! I'll make you wish you never took kids." As he stood there, he heard rustling in the trees. El Cucuy flew over and grabbed Craig. El Cucuy took him to an old broken-down cabin. Before he went inside, El Cucuy said, "The only one who will be wishing is you. When I get done with you, you'll be wishing you were never born." El Cucuy tossed Craig into the cabin, locked the door, and took off. As Craig tried to break down the door, he heard someone familiar. "Craig, I told you to leave!" He turned around and saw that it was Carl. Craig was happy El Cucuy didn't kill him yet. He hugged Carl and said, "I tried, but there are people in the shadows with crossbows shooting anyone trying to leave. A kid was so close to finding a way out, but as he was about to leave, he was shot with an arrow. I don't know what to do now." Carl looked at Craig and said, "I noticed a basement when El Cucuy brought me here. We could try to get out that way." Craig sighed and said, "The guy on the loudspeaker said they have eyes everywhere." Carl snapped his fingers when he realized Craig was right. He thought about it for a minute. Then he said, "We could still go down there and see if we can find anything we can use against those eyes everywhere. Come on, Craig, let's check it out." Craig nodded and said, "Okay, but we should also see if there are other kids in here." Carl also nodded and began to look for tools and other kids. As they looked around the cabin, they found hidden tunnels and rooms. When they found the basement, they saw all kinds of tools. They even found fish hooks and bear traps. Craig smiled and said, "These are perfect. But how are we going to set up traps with the eyes watching our every move?" "Leave that to me," a girl said as she came out of the shadows. Carl and Craig just looked at the girl, not quite sure if they could trust her. They realized they had no choice and accepted her help. So they made their plans and got ready to head out. Craig opened the door, and the girl ran out and made all kinds of noise to attract attention to herself. Once she was gone, Carl and Craig made their move, but they had to keep quiet while making their traps. They finished their traps and heard the girl coming back. Craig and Carl hid her and made more noise. As they continued making noise, they could hear the eyes screaming as they hit every trap. The girl came out of her hiding place and they got ready to run. When they were just about free when the girl was nabbed by El Cucuy. While Carl and Craig continued running, El Cucuy threw the girl against a tree, and a big branch impaled her through her stomach. As she bled to death, El Cucuy went after Craig and Carl. Craig and Carl ran to a river and looked for a bridge to cross it. They found the bridge and slowly began to go across. El Cucuy flew around and found them crossing the bridge. Craig and Carl were halfway across when El Cucuy came up and broke the rope holding up one side of the bridge. As the bridge collapsed, Craig and Carl held on for dear life. El Cucuy landed on the other side of the bridge and began shaking it. When he saw that Carl and Craig wouldn't let go, El Cucuy began to get angry. He flew down to them and pulled them off. As Craig and Carl begged and pleaded to be let go, El Cucuy laughed and said, "Bombs away." He dropped Carl, and Carl hit the pointed rocks below. Craig cried as he saw Carl's broken body lying in a pool of blood. El Cucuy laughed and said, "I've got a good idea what to do with you." Craig screamed as El Cucuy flew off. A few weeks later, another group of kids came to the woods, and as the announcer on the loudspeaker explained the rules, a girl said, "This will be so much fun." Her friends said, "I don't know about this. I got a bad feeling." The girl said, "Come on, it's just hide and seek. What could possibly go wrong?" In the distance, El Cucuy chuckled as he hid in the trees above Craig's hanging body. Hope you enjoyed that scary story. And if you do like them, please share these with friends so I can get more subscribers and maybe just get more viewers. Until next time, unpleasant dreams.